Hello friends, my name is Hemant and you are watching my channel Investing with Hemant. In today's video, we will be discussing about D by E ratio or debt to equity ratio. We will see what is debt to equity ratio, we will see its examples and we will understand in very simple terms about this concept. So let us start. When we talk of D by E ratio or debt to equity ratio, there are two terms. So there are two terms, one is debt and another is equity. Okay, so debt and equity both are types of liabilities. So what do we mean by liabilities? Liabilities is the money which company has to pay. Okay, so if the company has taken a loan, it is a kind of liabilities. So liabilities is equal to debt plus shareholders equity. Okay, now within shareholders equity, there are actually two terms. One is owner's equity and another is shareholders equity. But since owners are also type of shareholder, therefore we consider it as a single term. Okay, but within equity actually there will be some amount of money which owner is using on its own, and there is some amount of money which shareholders are investing in the company. So whenever we like people like you and me buy the shares of the company, we are investing our money into the company. Okay, so we are the shareholders of the company. So the money coming from shareholders is known as a shareholders equity. Okay, so liabilities is equal to debt plus shareholders equity. So what is the importance of debt to equity ratio? Debt to equity ratio is used to assess the financial leverage of the company. So it tells us what portion of money is coming from debt and what portion of money is coming from equity for running the operations of the company. Okay. So this ratio is very significant to assess the ability of the company to run its operations. And therefore whenever you analyze any company, you should always look what is the debt to equity ratio of the company. So the company with good competitive advantage, the company with good competitive advantage will have a low D by E ratio. Okay, it means company with good competitive advantage will be using its earnings to run the operations. Okay, so company will earn the profits and that profit will be used to run the operations. Okay, instead of relying on debt or liabilities. So the company with good competitive advantage will have low amount of debt and good amount of its own funds to run the operations. Okay, so even within liabilities it will have low amount of debt and high amount of equity. Okay, in contrast, the company with without any advantage, without competitive advantage, will have high PE, will have high PE, high DE ratio. Okay, so this means the company will be taking high amount of debt to run its operations, and within the liabilities the amount of debt will be more and amount of equity will be less for such kind of company. So the D by E ratio tells us the ability of the company to run its operations. Ability of company to run its operations. So this also tells us in the situation of business downturn, whether the company will be able to manage its operations. Okay, because if the company has high DE, then it will not be able to run its operations without taking loans. So when we consider the equation for D by E ratio, then it is the total liabilities divided by shareholders equity. Now there are two terms. One is a total liability, another is shareholders equity. You can find both these terms on the balance sheet of the company. Balance sheet of the company. Okay. So in company balance sheet, there is a term called as total liabilities, and then there is a term called as shareholders equity. So you can find both these amounts in the balance sheet. So whenever D by E ratio is lower, better it is. Okay. And whenever D by E ratio is high, then it is a risky situation for the company, because company is taking more debt and using less shareholders equity for running its operations. So then what is the ideal D by E ratio? Okay. So ideal D by E ratio, there is not a single term, specific term or amount, but in general, 0.8 is the ideal D by E ratio. That is generally considered to be a good D by E ratio. However, I personally prefer D by E ratio of 0.5. Okay. So if the company is having D by E ratio of less than 0.5, then I consider it as a good sign for the company. Okay. Whenever D by E ratio is greater than 1, then that company is generally no for me. Okay. However, the D by E ratio also depends on the industry or sector which you are considering, because a D by E ratio can be different for different sectors. Okay. Different for different sectors. Okay. So if the company is having a high capital requirement, like for example auto manufacturing industry, auto component or auto manufacturing industry, then it has a high D by E ratio. Okay. Because such company will have a high capital requirement. Okay. However, if there is an IT company, then it has a low D by E ratio. It has a low D by E ratio because it has less capital requirement. However, debt to equity ratio cannot be used for banking sector companies. Not used for banking sector companies. Why is that? Because the business model of bank depends on the leverage. Okay. So banks take the loans from the Reserve Bank of India and then they distribute it to the customer. Okay. So their whole business model depends upon borrowing. So when there is a high borrowing, you cannot use D by E ratio to analyze such companies. So whenever we talk of the banks for analysis, we do not consider debt to equity ratio. Okay. However, for all other industries, D by E ratio is very important ratio. Whenever we analyze any company, we should always look what is the D by E ratio, and lesser the D by E ratio, better it is. So where can you find D by E ratio? You can find a D by E ratio in the financial section of the company. Okay, financials section of the company. Within financials, you will find ratio analysis. Okay, it's financial ratio. So if you go to the financial ratio section of the company, then you will find D by E ratio there. So here I am showing you the D by E ratio of Tata Motors. Okay, I have taken this data from moneycontrol.com. So you can also go to moneycontrol.com and search for Tata Motors. Okay, and you can find this data. You have to go to the financial section of the company, and within that you have to go to the ratio section of the company. There you have to go to the leverage ratio section of the company, and there you can find debt to equity ratio as shown here. Okay, so here you can see that there is a data from 2016 to 2020. Okay, so there is a data for last 5 years, and D by E ratio is given for each year. Okay, so for 2016 the ratio was 0.78, for 2017 it was 1.28, for 2018 it was 0.82, for 2019 it was 1.51, and for 2020 it is 1.58. Okay, also this trend is shown in the form of the graph here. Okay, so you can see that in general there is a increasing trend for D by E ratio. Okay, it means D by E ratio has increased over last 5 years. Okay, so which is generally not a good sign for the company. Okay, however, here you can see that the ratio is are generally more than 1. Okay, which is not a preferable sign. But however, since this is Tata Motors company, which is automobile company, and it has a high capital requirements, therefore we should not discard this company just based on the high D by E ratio. We should also look at other factors to analyze such kind of a company. Also, when D by E ratio is high for a particular year, then you should look for the reasons for that situation. Okay, so whenever D by E ratio is high for a particular year, it means the company has taken more loan or debt to finance its operations, and company has used that money for buying new equipments, buying new setting new infrastructure, and for the investment. Okay, so it can happen that such high investment in a particular year will prove beneficial in the coming years. So if D by E ratio is high for a particular year, you cannot just discard that company based on that high D by E ratio of 1 year. Therefore, you should always look for D by E ratio of last 3 to 5 years, and then only analyze the company. Now, sometimes debt to equity ratio can also be negative. Okay, so when this is possible, it is possible when equity portion is negative. Okay, so we know that assets is equal to liabilities plus equity. Okay, so it means equity is equal to assets minus liabilities. So if liabilities are more and assets are less, then this term will be negative. Okay, this term will be negative, which means company has a lot of liabilities but do not have assets to justify those liabilities. So such situation arises when company is on the verge of bankruptcy. Whenever company is going bankrupt, such situation can arise where company have a lot of liabilities but do not have similar amount of assets to justify those liabilities. So in such case, D by E ratio can be negative. So I hope this video has made the concept of D by E ratio or debt to equity ratio clear to you. If you like this video, like, share and subscribe to my channel for such investment knowledge. If you want to see such videos in Hindi, then there is my Hindi channel Smart Investor, for which the link has been given in the description box. So do consider subscribing to that channel as well, and for such interesting videos, keep watching my channel and see you soon in the next video. Till then, take care and bye bye.